I think there's some storm coming in. Anyway, get the computer over here trying to... Can't find my Wi-Fi card, so can't do anything with that. Because these don't have Wi-Fi in them. What I really should do is just run a Raspberry Pi for a computer and forget the rest. But what I like about these big old computers is I can put a bunch of hard drives in there and store some stuff, because I don't have no room on half of my other stuff. And I bought like some 1 terabyte SD card that was counterfeit. Like, it works, but like, I don't know, it doesn't work right. Anyway, so we're looking at different radios, sizes of radios, things and whatnot, and like what makes a good radio for different things, and just some of the radios, and like setting things up, portable. We got field day coming up, so basically that's why I wanted to talk about some of this stuff. So it's coming up in a couple of days. I don't really know the specifics. Like, I don't need a specific day to go out and play Weekend Warrior. I do this all the time, and I set up portable all the time. So, I think, like, basically most hams do not even get it. They just don't even get it. They have no clue what field day was supposed to be about. And unfortunately, the ARRL has turned it into a contest shit show. So it's really kind of stupid at this point. So I don't participate in it. I have no desire to contest. I'm not a contester. I don't care. Ham radio to me is about having fun and maybe learning things, and being prepared and having a form of emergency reliable communication. And so I thought that field day was about getting out there and operating portable and learning to operate under unpredictable or adverse conditions, learning how to set up a station quickly, get on the air, and make reliable contacts. Not sit in your house and run on your generator and say, well, I'm on generator power, and run 1200 watts and work contest. I don't think that's what it's about, but that's what it's become. So I don't get into all that, but I've got everything I need here to operate probably several hours, 100 watts, with multiple different radios. I got more than one of these batteries, and these will run HF radio, no problem. 50 watts would be fine. I don't need 100. So this one here is kind of the one I've been using, where I would stick the G90 down in one end, and I'd have a battery here, and I have some other stuff, and then I put the Zygo in there. But also what fits in here really nice is the 891. So I have multiple options for antennas, but anyway, so this is a Harbor Freight Apache 3800. I don't know how much these cost. So inside of here is my 891, and then we have a radio here. It's not the best in the world, but it's completely unlocked. It's got USB-C. It's capable of 220, 440, and 2 meters. So, I mean, what else do you need? So, there's a cord in here for this, so I can hook that up. So one thing I do like that ESU did on this, they put little rubber pieces right here, so if you sit this on top of something, it won't scratch it. So, but I think that this is like the best portable radio that you can buy. I don't think it's the best portable radio, I just think it's the only one that you can get, because there's nothing else out there. There isn't anything else available. Okay. But now, if you're going to operate portable and you're not backpacking and you're not like, hiking through some treacherous crap, and if you are, I don't think any of these radios are probably suitable. But I mean, why not just run something like this or a 7300? Because see, if you get a radio like this, it's 5 watts, so you're gonna have a really hard time making contacts, and then now you need to focus a lot more on your antenna. And with a radio like this or that one, I mean, you can just kind of like, you can go ahead and burn up half your power on a crappy antenna and still make contacts. But here, if you burn up half your power, well, then you're putting out like 2 watts, maybe less. So what I found was a few years ago, I bought an 891, I bought an 818, and I bought the Xiegu G90. And honestly, what I found myself using was the 891. Of course, I made a few mistakes and returned to the 891, and then I traded an ICOM 706 original for this one. This one actually has problems with it, and the SWR meter doesn't work. It doesn't read right. And I'm not going to send it into Yaesu because it's not important. I've got lots of radios. So if it was my only radio or my backup radio, then I might do that. It does make it very annoying to operate portable because in my other thing here is my MP1 super antenna kit. And I have the deluxe kit in here along with an additional super antenna. So, and I have enough wire for an 80 meter dipole, and there's spiders in my case. So let's see if he wants to get out of here. Come on, little buddy. Where'd he go? Alright, so I guess we'll show you what's in here, because now we got a spider in here and he needs to get out. I try not to kill the spiders all the time. I mean, they're big and ugly and scary looking. I squish them. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, this is these are cut for 80, and so usually what I would do is use something like this. But I think what I need to do is, since now I have some of these other things printed, if I can find it. Where did I put it? I have. It's like a winder with a BNC on it, though. Jeez, I don't know what the hell I did with it. It was just right over here. There it is. So, I'm not a fan of using BNCs. If you ever tried to solder one, you can understand why. But this is like one of the first things I printed. You see the line on it because it was printed on tape on a glass bed. That was the line in between the tape. But it'll work. There's I want to say this is probably Ham Radio Dude. And maybe it says the Dude Winder. I'm not sure, but it's supposed to say something. So there's an SO239 version of this. I think maybe that would be good, like to go with something like that. We'll put that on there. But anyway, this is just a ton of wire. I have been known to use it for counterpoise, and my preferred. Why is my computer going to sleep? My preferred thing is actually deploy quickly, put this little mag mount on the roof, and I'm good. Here is a cigarette lighter with a plug, and I've been known to use it before. Here's another one, and it has Andersons on it. This is an extra piece from a CB antenna, so is this. Just having extra stuff. That also, by the way, fits everything else. This apparently, I put it on an analyzer, is a very, very short 10 meter antenna. I don't know if there's any real reason to have this around. They could have made a telescoping antenna. It would have been better than that. But I guess the idea was you could mount it on a vehicle without being noticed. So I have this here. Unfortunately, it's cracked. Made in the USA. I'm not sure who. So this is what I usually use. And I just throw it up on the vehicle. You don't have an easy way to ground it. If you want to ground and you want to counterpoise, you're going to have to make that connection at the radio. So this is the clamp that I don't have the C clamp for it anymore. So then we got that. That goes to the super antenna. Some people will clamp them to a ping table. So you got these two here. And these would go together, and then you would put your coil on there. And then you can take this and install 3 little legs in it, and it'll sit like a little tripod. So we got that. This is the... What is this? This is the 80 meter coil, add-on coil. So with this here, the antenna only does 80. And so you have your main slider right here. What the hell is this doing in here? This is broken. It's something I printed. Okay. I don't know how it got in there. So this main coil, this is a screwdriver. So it comes out like that. You just put it where you need it. But if you're going to do 80, then this goes into the bottom. So you would be that and that. And 2 of these. So as you can see, well, this is what I used to do. I'd roll all this up in a piece of plastic. Just like this one right here. This is just extra stuff right here. None of which I need. Where's our spider buddy? He looks like he's hiding over here, maybe. This is an additional coil. This is the 2 meter diplexer. It's like huge. So I guess, I don't know what they were thinking, but one antenna can do HF in 2 meters, I guess, simultaneously. But what radio does 2 meters and 10 meters through the same piece of coax? So it'd just be stupid. It's really dumb. So if you had an 857D or, you know, maybe one of the QRP radios, I think the QRP radio has only one connector, but you have to go on the radio and switch it. So maybe that one would make sense. But 857D, if I'm not mistaken, has another connector for 2 meter 440, right? So to run it to this antenna, then you would need to run a duplexer where you combine your 2 meter and your HF into this box, out into one piece of coax, back into this antenna, where there's some kind of switching happening in this 2 meter coil. It's just stupid. Like, just put up a separate 2 meter antenna. This thing is, what is this thing going to do on 2 meters? It's going to be like, you know, I mean, like, it's silly. I mean, you know, with 2 meter antenna, you need to get it up high, you know. So, this is how I normally would keep. This used to be in the case with the 891, by the way. So, I prefer this antenna over the one with the other one has a titanium whip that you can bend in a circle. So this right here would outdo this damn thing all day long because, oh, I think, I don't remember how tall this is, but it's pretty long. They're proud of these damn things too. Man, they charge like $25 for this thing. So don't break it. So this is the legs. These ones are the legs for this piece. Okay, so this is the 2 sections. The 80 meter coil the top coil, and the telescoping whip. And the way that you use this is you take this ruler if you don't know where to use it. So they got a specific thing for the 60 meter coil and the 80 meter coil. And if you're just using the super slider, then you go on that scale here. So this covers 3.5 to 4.1. And what you'll do, it shows you a line to the bottom of the super slider coil. Okay? And it's really simple. So just the bottom of the super slider coil right here. Okay? And you put the coil where you want it for the frequency. So if you wanted to say something like 3.85, it would go like that. It's real simple. And of course, you know, you can move it a little bit, you know, this way and that way, you know. But it's great because it stays put. It will blow over if you've got like serious wind, but you know, I mean, you just got to be careful of that. So that's what goes into here, and there's like actually more room. I could take this foam out of here, but and then I've got like the super spike, which I've never used. I just keep it around in there, but it's just a spike. So it's designed to go into that other piece and just go right in the ground. Well, in Arizona, we don't really have lush green lawns at the parks, so, you know, or anywhere that I'm going to go operate portable. But anyway, basically, this is like how I do it all the time. You know, I set this thing up in a couple of minutes, and I usually put it on top of the vehicle. We're parked somewhere where it might have like a little advantage with elevation or whatever. But, you know, I mean, like, whatever radio you want to use, if you're actually going to be, like, operating portable, you know, and you're not, like, summits on the air kind of crap, you know, you can use the power in the vehicle, you can use the power of a battery, you can use whatever radio fits on the seat of the vehicle, you know, whatever antenna that you can come up with. You know, I've worked, you know, 20 meters on a CB antenna with a tuner, you know, I mean, obviously, I wasn't getting a lot of power out, but it worked. You know, I made contacts with, you know, one of these W1AW stations. That was, he was in Montana. So, Arizona to Montana, 20 meters, you know, with ICOM 706 and MFJ tuner and a Wilson 1000. So, you know, it can be done, and that's the thing. That's what I think that should be about. It's like figuring out how to make things work when people say it's not gonna work, you know? Not sitting at home in your comfy chair and, you know, hey, you're 5'9", or, you know, people that ask you your call sign 20 times and then they give you a 5'9". I'm sorry, if you had to ask me my call sign more than 3 times, there's no way that I'm a 5'9". Like, when are these hams going to start following the rules and stop doing all this stupid crap? They didn't rewrite the rules special for you contesters, okay? You're giving a false report. The guy is not 5'9". How come you can't give an honest signal report? I mean, we're not asking you to, like, follow the RST to the absolute letter, you know? I'm not like, you know, oh, you're 41, you know? I mean, people don't even know what RST means. They don't know what the first and second numbers mean, you know? It's like, you know, I'm not going to explain it to you, because if I do, somebody will probably argue. But, I mean, like, seriously, when I operate on a net, you know, people are either, you know, a minimum, like 21 means like I can barely hear you, okay? Sometimes they'll say 22, and then they'll use little phrases like rifle shots, blah, 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 okay? You're just trying to get, you know, a contact, you know, confirm numbers. So if somebody's 22, so I usually just say, like, if you're absolutely terrible, you're 21, right? Okay, but normally I'll say 22, 33, 44, 55, okay? And then if you're strong, you're 5'9". None of this bullshit, like 22, 33, 44, 5'9". 5'5", so correct me if I'm wrong. The first number is like signal strength. The second number is readability. Okay. So like, you can't be a 29, okay? Because that would mean like, I mean, you could, but it wouldn't make sense. So anyway, we won't get into all that. So, but instead, everybody's 5'9". You're 5'9". Well, again, you're 5'9". Again. It's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, is anybody honest anymore these days? I mean, like, if you're lying about ham radio, boy, you're going to lie about everything else in life too. That's what I think. So, I don't like Field Day. Field Day's turned into some silly contest. It's a bunch of fat old men sitting around, running their KW, It's just stupid. I mean, it's not what it was about. There's other things that you can do if you don't want to do Field Day, but they've turned it into some crap. Because, well, we need to get people on the air. If it's not a contest, then why are we turning in a Calibro report? It's a contest. They're scoring for basically a multiplier because, well, you're on battery power. It's like, this is stupid. Some fat ass is running a generator in his house, running his Alpha, probably pushing, 2 or 3 kilowatts anyways. So he's running illegal power on a generator, working all these people. Oh, yeah. I mean, isn't that just great? I mean, like, and you can't tell me that the contest people don't run illegal amounts of power and cheat. They do. It's not like suddenly people come to ham radio, okay, it's time to be honest. No more cheating and no more lying. No. It's still the same kind of crap. It's still, life in general. But anyway, I get out in the backyard, set up my radio, run the crappiest antenna that I could possibly put up to see if I can make contacts. I take this thing and I use it in the house and I hook it to my antenna and I turn it down to like nothing, and see if I can make FT8 contacts. And lately on 20 meters, I've been making contacts. So I'm like, I don't know what it is. Probably not even a watt, So it's interesting to do. But anyway, all these different radios, they all have a purpose. I mean, you could take any of these out and run a generator and go portable somewhere. There's nothing wrong with that. But like portable from your house on your emergency backup power, come on, man, that's just retarded. That's just silly. I mean, great, you're doing it, that's cool. We're glad that you have, backup power and, I guess it's not all terrible. I mean, but a lot of these guys, they wouldn't know what the hell to do in an emergency or a national disaster. I mean, I probably wouldn't either, So, I think the last thing that I'm going to be worrying about is my radio crap. I mean, like, my family, are they okay? Are my kids okay? That kind of stuff. I'm not going to be worried about my radios. So, anyway, I've sat here during thunderstorms and I've hooked this thing up in the house. And, I've rag chewed on it, with 100 watts. And ran some, like, doorbell wire around in the living room, for counterpoise. And, it worked. So, and it's got to be better than somebody's G5RV up in their attic, But the thing is, like I always try and, like, emphasize is, like, there's no excuse. You can always get on the air. There's always a way, okay? If you could have a ham stick on a garbage can in your kitchen, I mean, you can make contacts. If you can't make sideband contacts, you can definitely make FT8 contacts, There's guys out there with like, less than a watt doing CW, making contacts, so it's all about conditions and, other things too. So anyway, I guess it kind of gets me onto one of the next videos that I'm going to be working on. Dave gave me the idea of, things I don't like about ham radio or, whatnot, and all like the pet peeves. And definitely that 5'9" thing is a favorite amongst a few of us, I mean, how can you be 5'9" if you got to keep asking somebody their call sign, So, I want to make a really cool video of like all the things, and hopefully not come off like a complete prick. So anyway, guys, this is my portable arsenal, and I've got a couple of these batteries, and these things, I have never had one go dead on me while I was operating, and I've been out there for a couple hours at a time. I've also let the radio sit there and receive all day before, and I've used it inside the house. I've used it in the truck because for me, it's easier for me to just hook up my radio to this battery, especially because it's a lithium ion, so it puts out more than 12 volts. It's closer to 12.8 at rest than the vehicle is. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean 12.8. It's closer to, like 13.8, 14 volts than a car battery is. So it's easier for me to use this because I don't have to have the truck or the car or whatever vehicle I'm in running to operate the radio. Okay, so then that means also I get rid of all the ignition noise that might be happening with the vehicle. So I just use these, I mean, it's plenty for 100 watts. My 891 right here, it loves it, It doesn't care. Oh, so the other thing I do have, too, is I've got these tuners here. So, yeah, I have those. And in the case, there goes that spider. Look at him go. There he is. There's an LDG tuner, and it has batteries in it. But it's nice to have a radio like the G90 because actually, believe it or not, 20 watts is plenty. So down in this one here, underneath here, is the LDG Z100 Plus, and it has its own batteries. I don't think it's the greatest tuner in the world, but really I try to have my antennas be a little bit closer and not need so much tuning in the first place because that way I'm getting more power out. So thanks for sitting here and watching this video and listening to me. So get out there this weekend and do some field day, not contesting. Practice your emergency preparedness skills, not your contesting skills. 73, guys.